Welcome to yet another video in Java 8's coding interview question. Today we are going to look into three problem statements. Uh, let's look at the first statement. Before going to the first statement, I would like to inform you all that uh, just give me a feedback on if you are liking my content, what in the comment section you can give me a post comment saying that what kind of videos or tutorial you all want to like, or is there any feedback on the current video, uh, anything to be improved on. And currently this particular video is about if you're attending any Java interview, specifically around a Java 8, right? So definitely there is a question around Java 8, the practical questions basically. So they would like to understand whether you have practically worked on it. Now let's get started with the first program. How to use a map to convert an object into a uppercase. Okay, so using Java 8. Now I have list of string over here. If you see, now I wanted to convert every element of this to a uppercase. Now what I can do is that uh, if you see, the very basic step is that we need to first take the string, just take this into the main method actually. Let me write the main method. Okay, now first step is converting it to a string. Now once you convert that particular string, the next step is that now we have to make use of a map method, because we are trying to perform the operation on each of this particular element. So we are iterating it, right? So under this, what we have to do, there is a method which is provided by string class. So if you see string, it has got an uppercase. So we'll make use of method reference here. So we'll make use of uppercase over here. Now, once this is done, what we'll do is that we'll create a list of it, right? So once we do this, we'll collect that list. Okay. Now, what we can do is that we can introduce a variable here and we rename it as upper case list. Now, what we'll do, we'll print this out, see what is the output here. Let's run this particular program and see the output. Okay. Now, if you see, uh, basically it ran a different program. I just manually run it again. Now, if you see, Rohan is capitalized, Ryan is capitalized, everything is capitalized. So we have to make use of this particular string uppercase method, and also make sure that you use the method references for it, so that it is concise, and then we concisely write the code. Now let's look at the second problem statement. So we wanted to, a list will be provided and he will ask you to get the count of each element, and also he will say that I want a map which will contain the string and then the count, number of count. So in that case, it has got methods which are provided by the collectors. So we will look into that. we'll first need to convert it into a string, and then we have to call the collect, and then in the collector what we have to do is that we have to map it, and then string str comma, then we'll be counting it. So we'll take dot uh, make use of string class method reference length. So now here, now what will happen to this is that it will return a map of integers. Now let's see what happens when we try to print this. Okay. Now let's say I'm just printing the collect. Okay. And I will run this. Now if you see, for each of them it has written the length of it. Okay. So if you see Rohan has got 5 length, and then it has got different lengths, right? So Ryan has got 6. Hope you got the question. Let's look at around the very next problem. So here the interview last line, I wanted to find a duplicate element with its count from the string of array list. So what he will do, he will tell that he wanted to find a duplicate element with its count. So if there are, let's say, I'll give you another string, okay? Let's say, and the requirement is like this. So what happens is that, so here, let's say tt, kk, ll, and again ttr. So now if you see here, uh, if you see there is only one duplicate element and rest are all unique. Okay. So you wanted to find the duplicate element also, and then the count, the length of it. Okay. So what we'll do is that we'll take the list of string, we'll convert it into a string. Okay. Now what we have to do is that we have to apply a filter here. Filter on like what? We need to count the frequency, right? So what we will do is that we'll take an frequency, then we'll make use of the collectors, and then we'll make use of the frequency. We'll have to count that, right? How many times it has been called up. Okay. So we'll make that use of that frequency. Frequency. Okay. Then we'll name it's n comma n comma x, that is s, right? So we'll take the, it is greater than 1. Let's do it in another way. I think this is giving a problem over here. So instead of this, what we'll do is that we'll collect. Okay, we'll collect this, and this in the collector will call the grouping by function. Okay, we call the grouping by function, and then ultimately we'll function dot identity will call it, and then we'll call the collectors dot counting over here. Okay. Now once we get that right, so what we'll do is that we'll check like where this particular method ends in, right? So here what we'll do, we'll call up a entry set over here. Okay, entry set over here. Now once we got the entry check, what we'll do, we'll again call this string and then we'll apply the filter here. Now filter here, what will happen that for each entry, right, what we have to do is that you have to take that entry and then get value. Okay, and you have to check if it is greater than 1. Okay, once it gets that, we have to call the collector. Now inside this, what we have to do is that we have to call toMap. Now toMap, what we will do, we'll take map dot entry. Okay, so inside that we'll call the entry. Okay, now we'll take a use of the method reference, which is get, right, and then we'll make use of map again and then entry and then value. Sorry, we take use of get value of here. Okay, now we'll close this. Now this will return a map of long, if you see, right. Now we'll get if you see here, we are filtering only those which are greater than 1, right. Now what we have to do is that we have to print it out. Let's print it out. So here collect 1 is there. Okay, let's run and see what will be the output of it. Now if you see, as I told you, TT is repeated, is duplicate, and then none of them others are repeated. So we got the duplicate element also, which we found it, which are there duplicated, which are repeated more than once. And then we also got this. So we can also do rest of other operations as well, right? So we can, let's say they only wanted to find the which are duplicate element, right? I mean, there are sometimes the questions like they only wanted to find the duplicate elements from the list. So they want to remove those duplicate elements. But here the question is different. They want a duplicate itself, right? So sometimes this is a little bit tricky, but yeah, I think you have got how to get the answer for it. Let me know in the comment section if you all need any other programs to be showcased. I will try to find that particular solution for you and make a video on it.